how do I negotiate fees? How do I negotiate fees? And this question comes up with new startups or seasoned practices. So today, the main question, please share your knowledge, please share your experience. When we want to negotiate the fees, what should we do? Should we hire companies that will do it on our behalf? Should we work with a third party that will allow us to become part of the network, or should we do it ourselves?
I've narrowed it down to 5 steps for you to, if you're an existing practice and you really are concerned about your reimbursement and you want to create a strategic plan for 2023 and beyond to make sure that you're leveraging your participation. The first step that you're going to follow is to run a report within your practice to understand which are the most prevalent and highly utilized insurances that are currently providing the cash flow for your practice. So you're going to have a report that it's depending on your software, and all softwares will allow you to do it. It's called an insurance utilization by report. So basically, this report is going to help you rank insurances from the highest utilized in the number of claims to the lowest one. And you want to focus on your top 5 insurances. So your top 5 insurance is the first step that you're going to do. The second step that you're going to do if you're an existing practice is to figure out how you're currently contracted with these 5 companies. Is your contract directly with these insurance companies, or is your contract following an indirect contract, meaning if you are, most insurance companies nowadays, instead of competing with one another, they are joining forces or they are creating affiliate partnerships. And a lot of times it is a disadvantage to a dental office to have too many contracts up and going, because the insurance companies, when they're interconnected, they can basically, there are loopholes that they follow and they can pay out claims following the lowest paying fee schedule between contracts. It's a new model that insurance companies are incorporating called share cost savings. So let's use the example of Aetna and Guardian. These are 2 dental insurance companies that before 20 years ago, in order for you to participate with one of them, you would have to sign a contract with Aetna and with Guardian independently. But as it stands today, they have a mutual affiliate relationship. So by signing a contract with Aetna, you are going to be automatically entered into the Guardian network and vice versa. And so I had a dental practice and we did this assessment and we found that there was a 20% difference between Aetna's fees and Guardian's fees. And by just eliminating this one contract that for these 2 companies that were overlapping, we were able to just basically increase that without much disruption to the current patient base. We were able to just increase it by 20%. So this is just an example of why is it so important to start by creating that report of your identifying your top 5 insurance companies, then figuring out how you're currently contracted with those insurances. The third step would be to find out who identifying your top 10 procedure codes. So based on those 10 procedure codes, you can say, okay, this is my current reimbursement, and this is the current fee schedule that I follow for these top 5 insurances that I'm contracted this way. And these are my top 10 procedure codes and my current reimbursement for those codes. And you're going to map it out, create kind of like a flow chart or a Google Sheet to help you illustrate all of that. And then the 4th step after that, once you've gathered all this information, you want to get to understand if you have already a relationship with the agents that you advocate for your practice for these insurance companies. A lot of, I was doing a lecture in California not too long ago, and I asked the audience to raise their hand if they had a relationship with the insurance agent for their offices. And very few hands went up. And so one of the things that we failed to do is to develop relationships with the people that are the advocates. If we're going to work with the insurance companies, we might as well be able to develop a relationship with the representatives that that are assigned to our practice as our advocates. And obviously, step number 5 is I encourage everyone to start developing a relationship with their carriers, with their agents, so that you can find out if you're able to negotiate the reimbursement directly. And if that is not the case, then there are other alternatives that we'll discuss, which is option B for you guys that are existing practices.